Hello, happy Wednesday. I'm excited to be talking with you today. Today, we're talking about why sharing your story is important. And every single person has a story. So, this applies to a lot of people. Okay, so why sharing your story is important. A lot of okay, a lot of times we think we're the only one. We think we're the only one who has this kind of story or this kind of backstory, like things in our past, which is not true. But that's a huge thing with sharing your story is first of all, you realize that hey, you're not alone in this. But then it's also other people realize that they are not alone in this. Another reason for talking about your story and your life and what has happened, what struggles you've had, is that you are further along than some other people. So think back to a struggle that you went through. It could be moving, it could be um, loneliness, losing someone significant to you, unexpected pregnancy, like whatever struggle that you've had. If you think back to that moment, oftentimes our thoughts are, I wish I had somebody to guide me through, right? Like, what do you wish you had at that moment? Do you wish you had the knowledge you have now? Or do you wish you would have known not to stay in this struggle for so long? Like if some people are thinking about like domestic abuse, like some women wish they would have known to move on faster or to know the signs, right? So oftentimes when we have big struggles, we would have benefited from a guide. And so what happens when we share our stories and we talk about the hard times that life brings sometimes is that we become a guide for other people, right? We're able to say, hey, I've been here. I've been in this really hard spot. And for me, like right now, what I'm talking about is unexpected pregnancy. Like I've been in unexpected pregnancy. I've been in that and being judged by what I feel like is everyone around me, right? Not measuring up, having my whole world turn and feeling so alone. Um, and then what we do in sharing our stories, we're able to say, I've been there, but here's what I did. Here are the things that helped me. Here is what helped me move from point A to point B where I am at now. And when we share those little things, like for me is like a realization that like you have so much worth in you. Like you are worthy even if people say you aren't, right? This will become a good situation even if people are telling you to hide it, right? And so those things, just those little things that we can speak to someone when we're sharing our story, who's where we were, it's like a guide, but also like a stepping stone. We're like, okay, here, step here. This place is solid. Because sometimes when we're in like deep, hard situations, we don't know where to go. Like we've never been there. That's part of the issue is like it's uncharted territory. Like we've never gone through this, but that's where the significance of sharing your story happens. And sometimes we don't know. We don't know the struggles that other people have gone through or the struggles that they're not talking about. So it's good to just be open and sharing your struggles too, right? Because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But being honest is so for me it's relieving, like a breath of fresh air, because sometimes on these social media sites, it's like the opposite. It's the opposite of honest. Like it's just like posting like the pretties of like, oh, life is so perfect. And then it's not. Like there's hard things. Everybody walks through hard things. It's okay to say like, hey, I walk through hard things too. Okay. The number 3 reason why sharing your story is important is because speaking about it and being okay with sharing it to other people can offer healing to you and to other people. And oh, Melissa, I see you. See if I can put it there. Says, yes, it's very freeing for us and for everyone who needs it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it offers healing to us and to other people. And a huge thing that I struggled with in my journey was shame. I wanted to hide it. I wanted people to still look at me with in a good light, in like looking like I had my stuff together. And so I did. I hid it for as long as, like I'm saying, like I hid the fact that I had an unexpected pregnancy for a few years afterwards. Like I would never mention that we weren't married, or I never mentioned that like we got married 3 months before Jada was born, or like things like that. Like I didn't talk about any of that because I still had shame. And I was still holding those emotions that other people projected on me. I was still holding the emotions that I let myself believe, that I projected on myself. And so when you step out into sharing your story publicly, it removes your shame because you're no longer hiding. You're no longer hiding in this place like, okay, I don't want them to see me, but you're up and you're forward and you're saying, yep, this happened and now I'm here. And you're right. Like that was a really hard situation for me, but this is how I've grown from it. Right? So it removes that shame. And if you are standing up and sharing your story publicly and saying, yep, this was hard, it almost removes people's ability to put shame on you because you're no longer claiming that and you're no longer accepting it. Right? So awesome. Melissa, see if I can get that. Yes. Says so much shame and guilt. Yeah, there can be so much shame and guilt in that kind of situation where we feel like we don't measure up, right? Yeah, totally agree. Okay, so as most of you know, I've been working in a book collaboration called Finding Strength in Unexpected Pregnancy. And this has been the focus of the collaboration, to share our stories of what different kinds of unexpected pregnancy look like, to break the silence so other women know that they're not alone, and to bring hope and healing and a sense of knowing that even though things are hard right now, the future has so much good for you, right? So in my chapter, one of the big takeaways from my chapter is, it's actually the title of my chapter, and it's your situation does not define you. Your situation does not define you. Now, sometimes like we get that confused as people. We think where we are, the situation we're in, is who we are. But then we'd never be able to grow or change. So yeah, that's what you'll get if you read my chapter and dive into it, is the kind of the overarching theme of my chapter. Now, the overarching theme of the book itself is you are not alone. You, my friend, are not alone. So the ebook link, the wait list, is in the description of this video. Okay. Now, here's the thing. The ebook is up and live and ready for purchase if you want to check it out, but please do not buy the paperback book yet. You can see it on Amazon. I'm asking you not to buy it yet. And the reason is because Amazon will let you upload a book, but then they need a few days to change categories. And so what we're trying to do is have this book in the right categories, so then other people who are in similar situations can see the book and can be blessed by the book and can be impacted by this book. And you guys, the impact has been so eye-opening. I don't think any of the authors realized how much of an impact that this book would have. Like, we all knew it would be healing for us to share our stories and good for other people, but like, we've gotten so many responses. Like, a lady said to one of the authors that she had an unexpected pregnancy 25 years ago, and reading the stories and having those Me Too moments, that was like, she felt like she wasn't alone anymore, right? And that helped her to heal. So, and there's like countless stories that are coming in, and it's such a blessing to all of the authors. And I'd like to like spread that out to you too. Okay, because when you speak about the hard things in life, or things that you've learned and things that you've grown through, like, you, my friends, are being a blessing to others. And sometimes it's not said out loud or written down, but like, I can guarantee you that being authentic and showing up as who you really are and who God created you to be is an abundant blessing to many people. So yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.